What's up? Inflatable Guy 05 here. It's been a while since I made a review on this channel, but the Hermie review is coming soon. But in the meantime, I wanted to do something cooler. We have the, I believe, 2014 Snowman Snow Family from Lowe's. You see how this box is massive, and I got this months and months ago from a good friend, Chase the Inflatable God. I know it's been a while since I've said that name on this channel, and I know it's been a while since I've done business with him. I bought this from him. He was selling it on eBay. I didn't know it was him selling it. I messaged him. He's like, hey, you can message me about it. So we talked about it on Messenger for a little bit, and he cut me an even cheaper deal because I just PayPal'd it to him. I didn't have to use eBay and whatnot for fees and pay extra shipping and whatnot. So I think I paid $130 total for this, which is not bad. That's about $40 cheaper, and this thing is pretty hard to find nowadays. It's older, as you know. It's a classic, a very great one indeed. He went to go get this from someone, and he didn't want it. He kind of got to resell it, but there was something else there he wanted. I'm not going to talk about that in this video because that was for him personally, so I'm not going to bring that up in case he doesn't want anyone knowing about it. But here's the box, and it is massive. I was not expecting it to be this big. I really didn't think it was this big. But I believe it has a 125, maybe an 80. I don't know, if I didn't look at it. But there was a couple things I had to do with it when I got it. It's perfect. There is no thin spots on it. It's very tight. We'll get to it in a second over there. But the box is massive. It is actually the same size as the Stagecoach box. But there it is in the Holiday Living box. That's my favorite box art right there. It's another classic right there. But that is all for the box. It came with these great stakes and tethers. I will get into that because I want to know more about them. We'll talk about them in a bit because I don't know if they actually came with this, if they were the original ones or not. But here is it in all of its glory, the 12-foot tall Snowman family. And I've always wanted this one, actually. I know they remade it for Sam's Club in like 2019, but I like that one. But I've always liked the original one before I saw that one, so I had to get this one. Such a great, stellar piece, honestly. This thing is awesome. It inflates very tight. The only issue is I had to use some of my sewing skills. There was a couple of seams that popped over time that I had to redo. But extremely tight. It's a little wet. It did rain yesterday, so everything's drying out. But it's extremely tight. The colors are great. And they shouldn't fade, thankfully, because Christmas time, the sun isn't as bad here as Halloween. So this thing should stay in very relatively good shape. The only thing I had to do cosmetically to it was the stitching, which was in the middle of Mr. and Mrs. Snowman, and I just had to replace just about all the light bulbs. It doesn't light up as amazingly as you think it would. There's 6 of them. 2 in the child, 1 there, 1 there. 1 in the mom's 3rd layer, and 1 in her head. And then the dad's 1 in his head and 1 in his 3rd layer. So there's nothing in either of the middles of them, so they don't really light up great in that area. But thankfully my yard is bright enough. And it's right by the back of my yard where my lights are on my house. The roof lights and the actual lights for the garage lights and the one by the front door that go on at night. So I'll get into detailing here. In the front we have Junior with 2 little red buttons, a red scarf. Sorry if my voice sounds a little graspy. I think I'm a little sick right now. Sorry about that. But he has his little snow hat on with his little strips hanging down here. I love his face. I love his face here with his, he has coal in his mouth right there, which is great. I like how, I thought it was circles at first. I didn't notice it was actually coal pieces that they did the detailing like that. That makes me love it even more. That I'm like, oh wait, wow, they actually made it look like coal pieces and not just like just circle pieces of coal, like actually clumps of coal. And then the mom here has green buttons, red scarf. See how over time some little holes are popping up here and there. But it inflates very tight. And there's her hat. And then the dad one with his green gloves. And his top hat with red and white snowflake pattern on it. I'm not the only one who got one of these recently. My friend, just an acquaintance of mine, Jordan, if you know him in the community. He's not a... He's a very recently newcomer, and he actually got one of these earlier this year, I believe off eBay or some sorts. I don't know. I ain't really touched base with him on it. But that's like the only other person I know that has it. I don't know anyone else that owns this one, which sucks because it just shows how hard it is to find. And he has just black buttons, and there's another little hole right there, which I didn't need to do that. That wasn't an issue, but that's where the big hole was that I had to redo right there, which I taught myself how to stitch again, but because that is like really tight right there, especially in the middle. So over time that just started ripping, but I double stitched it and back stitched it like how they used to do it, so it looks very great and it looks very real to the original. But we'll go over stake and tether placement and zippers. There is one on the fan, and there is one for some reason actually on the mom right here. I'm not complaining that there is one, but I don't know why it's only on her and not on him right here on the dad. I kind of wish it was, but up all the way up there, you see there is no pattern on the backing. But stake and tether placements are, there is one tether over here, so I have it staked down on both sides. And these are the original stakes with it, by the way. These giant metal ones, these are insane. These are like really thick and great. I don't know if those originally came with this though. And there was a stitching thing here, but I believe Chase fixed that himself and put this, whatever this plastic thing is on this, but it was very tight. I don't know why he didn't fix the other one, but it wasn't a big issue. I did not mind at all. And there's another one here. I did not tether the one in the front. I felt like it was going to ruin the look. Like from the front angle, it wasn't going to look right. But, and then over here, we have her staked and tethered. They're both evenly on. Hers, I also did only on the backing, not the front. And then over here on the back, I have one on each side of her. There's one there and one there, and she also has those nether stakes. The only complaint I have, not design-wise, but like, just working-wise, I wish there was a stake on the bottom of him, because he just kind of like sits there. Or I wish he was at least also getting air from the mom, just so that way it's just a way to keep him on. He just he likes to bounce around. Sometimes I have to fix him, and sometimes he's going too far to the right, too far to the left. But this thing's a great piece. I do recommend it. I don't want to stow this video away on too long. I don't want to bring it too long. There's a lot of reviews I got to do, but it's the one day I got free. I was hanging out with my girlfriend recently and some people after work, and I've been working a lot, so, you know, stuff doesn't pay for itself. You know, I drop a lot of money on my stuff. I'm not cheap. But this thing is great. I thank you, Chase, if you're watching this, buddy. Would definitely do another deal in time if there's something more to come up, but he is since almost retired. He still does stuff for himself here and there, unless he's already been shipped off to the Navy. But this is definitely a banger to say goodbye to you, and this thing is great. Thank you for it, and thanks everyone for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.